Boo! At the open, all-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at it's sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like five. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stock pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's from pushing hotkeys. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thought, grow with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and egg, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, she pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. and I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and egg, make profits. Light up, watching them games, make profits. While I'm still in my same making profits. They used to watch me move them packets. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETF. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Make profits. Hey, Suge, Mike, what we doing, dog? Make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo! What's up, everyone? What's going on? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. We are live here to cover earnings as Amazon earnings are out. My name is Michael Edward Perinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader at True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, we are the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, we swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There is literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. 10,000 members in 114 different countries. Truly a global community here at True Trading Group. If you're wondering why you should listen to anything it is that I discuss on this channel, it's not because I think I'm the world's greatest trader. It is simply because I was trained by professionals on Wall Street. My first job right out of college, working at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City. Before they let me touch even $1 of their money, I had to go through this training program. That's how I got my start. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash. But it's also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. You fast forward now, and I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG. And along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and an over 30-person staff, we have helped thousands of members from all over the world to reach their goals. If you have not yet done so, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Do not ever miss out on any of these live streams because we are dropping golden nuggets on a regular basis. Wow. Pinterest earnings came out and they just exploded. Pinterest is up 24%. I'm going to say that again. Pinterest is up 24%. The exact opposite for ELF. ELF is down 9% on the day, actually down 10% in the after hours because the stock was slightly green on the day. Amazon also down 2% on the day, down around 3% off of the actual close. And we will get into this. We'll talk about why these stocks are doing what they're doing. We'll talk about what the trades are for us in these stocks tomorrow. What is the impact of the overall markets? Amazon's earnings are affecting the overall market. As you guys can see, once those earnings came out, the SPY gave you a nice little dip and a nice pullback. The same thing there with the Qs. And the reason for that, guys, really is a light guide on Amazon and their AWS number coming just in line with expectations. That's a big deal because Microsoft missed with their Azure growth. Alphabet missed with their cloud. And now here comes and that's why those two stocks headed to the downside, right? Microsoft and Alphabet both traded to the downside, right? Their earnings were not that great, or their guidance rather was not that great. And those stocks then sold off to the downside. Amazon's AWS number coming right in line with expectations. That makes people, not as excited because people really wanted to see a beat on that number, considering that Microsoft and Alphabet were in fact misses. And then now you have a weak guide on Amazon, and Amazon actually making reference to currencies. Yes, we talked about this, didn't we, guys? In the market outlook report that gets published to all of our members every single year, I publish a market outlook report where I tell everybody this is what I think the markets are going to do. These are the sectors I think are going to outperform. These are the stocks that I'm going to buy. These are the stocks that I'm going to sell so that we can try to outperform the overall index, which we have been able to do for the last 5 consecutive years. And we are on pace. It's only 1 month into the year, but we are on pace to now outperform the markets for a 6th consecutive year. But let's not count our chickens before they're hatched. It's only February 6th. A lot of year left. That could certainly change. So let's stay humble and see how the markets do play themselves out as the year goes on. But that's why you're getting this little drop in the overall markets, and you're getting this drop also in Amazon. Amazon's the biggest of the bunch, right? We also have Pinterest, we have Fortinet, we got Take-Two, we've got Elf. We've got Expedia. There's a lot of companies that we have to cover with earnings, but Amazon being the biggest. So let's get to Amazon first, and then I'll run through all of the other earnings with you guys as they're coming out. Raj Patel, stop asking me about Fortinet. Stop. I see your messages. I will get to Fortinet's earnings. I'm going to cover other earnings here first. We can take a look over at Fortinet as the stock is just kind of sitting here right now trading at 110. I will cover with you Fortinet's earnings. Stop messaging inside of chat. Thank you. Let's go back on over to Amazon. Amazon numbers, guys, actually top and bottom line beats. The reason why the stock is down is because of the guide. Okay, earnings per share came in significantly higher, $1.86 versus $1.48. Sales came in slightly higher, $187.8 billion versus $187.3 billion were the estimates. And here's the problem. This is why the stock is down. They're anticipating Q1 revenue of just 151 to 155.5 billion. That is against analyst expectations of 158.5 billion. All right. Net sales rose 10% year over year. North America is up 10%. International only up 8%. AWS up 19% to 28.8 billion on AWS. And that's the number that came right in line with expectations. And people were really looking for a little bit more upside there, considering that Microsoft and Alphabet were disappointing. And that does leave a little bit of concern with regards to cloud services with AWS, with Amazon. And then the light guide also obviously having a negative impact on the stock. And then talking about currencies, the strong dollar is great for domestic companies, but a very strong dollar is not so great for huge global multinational corporations, which are the biggest companies in the world, like a Microsoft, in Amazon. And Amazon's the first earnings report that we are seeing to actually make mention of currencies and a strong dollar impacting and affecting their revenue. They actually anticipate a $2 billion hit on currency issues with the US dollar being as strong as it is with their international business. So that's their $2 billion of a hit there they're expecting from currencies. And if you were to do that, they fell short on their guidance by around $3 to $5 billion. So even with the currency issue, even if that wasn't the case, their guidance would still be coming in light for the first quarter of 25. So that's kind of what we're getting here from Amazon. And as we take a look with Amazon, I do think, I think that Amazon could recover. I do think that Amazon has an opportunity to bounce. I do not think Amazon's going to break back below 215, which is the support level that I have drawn on my screen that you guys can see here. That was this previous pivot top in November. You broke above it. We settled back down against it. This was actually a beautiful long trade that we caught inside of True Trading Group off of that level. As you got this nice little break of this downtrend resistance line, we actually were able to capitalize on that upward move there on Amazon a couple of weeks ago. And that was a real beautiful trade for us. But I think Amazon is going to try and bounce. I think that this area right in here is a big enough of a support level that I think buying pressure comes in. I think the stock is going to try to bounce. You did just stick the 50-day moving average. The stock is actually trying to bounce right now as we're talking. You're now back to 231. So you are trying to bounce here a little bit. I mean, really, this thing has some more work to do. So that's not really a major bounce, but it's trying to kind of bounce there after that initial pullback on its earnings report. But I do think that you might see this dip get bought. All right. I'm not waving the red flag. I'm not sounding the alarm here on this move lower on Amazon's earnings. I kind of feel like it might be more likely that the stock tries to bounce and could recover off of like 225 or so tomorrow and then trade back into the 230s. Now you still are going to have the earnings conference call. And I know when I say those things about the stock might bounce from here or there, we still have to always factor in and consider the conference call, because sometimes when CEOs and CFOs make specific statements on the earnings conference call, these stocks go haywire. sometimes the move from the conference call is even sometimes bigger than the move from the actual earnings release and the earnings print themselves. So we're going to have to pay attention to that. Be sure that there's going to be analysts on that call that are going to want to know about currencies. They're going to want to know about why the guidance is so soft for the next quarter, and they're going to want to know specifically about AWS and the growth that they're expecting or not expecting to see going forward. Okay, so that's something we can pay attention there for Amazon while they go through their conference call. But my gut tells me the stock is going to try to bounce. We'll see if we're right about that. If it does, like I said, tomorrow, I think we can look for bounces off of 225 for longs, and you look for a resistance up around 233. I don't think that we take back the entire move to the downside. I mean, I don't think we go back to like 237, 236, but I do think we can pop back into the low to mid 230s, and that could be a decent little trade. So we'll keep eyes on that for Amazon tomorrow. Let's get into some other names that have come out with earnings, and one of them is Pinterest. And Pinterest actually just pulled it back. Pinterest. You just were doing so well. The stock was just up 24%, and now the stock is starting to pull back just a little bit. They missed on earnings per share, 56 cents versus 65 cents, and sales were 1.15 billion versus analyst expectations of 1.14 billion. Their revenue guidance is a big beat. That's why that stock is moving to the upside. So analysts were only expecting $833 million in revenue. The company is expecting $833 to $852 million in revenue for the next quarter. That is significantly higher than the analysts' expectations, and that is why Pinterest is screaming to the upside, up 17% now on the day. And let's talk about trade opportunities here. Honestly, you're kind of caught in the middle here. I would say support level for Pinterest is 36 to 37. So look for 36, 37 support, and stop loss would be around 35, which would be the 200-day moving average. And you've got resistance up here in the low 40s. So not only did we just break up into that level and then reject off of it and pull back, but I think that this area is a pretty strong resistance level from earlier in 2024. So I just don't know how much more upside that there would be. I think the stock can move back into the low 40s and then settle in and take a little bit of a breather up in that region. So that's going to be Pinterest. Then we're going to go to Fortinet, a company that I like very, very much, and a company that is in my long-term portfolio. Where is my boy Raj Patel? Are you ready? Raj Patel, are you ready for Fortinet? Because the earnings just came out. I know you were very excited for Fortinet's earnings, and we are ready. We are finally ready. Those earnings are out. So we are now ready to cover Fortinet. This is one of my core three holdings in the cybersecurity space. Those three core holdings are CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, and Fortinet. Rubrik has also been added to that category. Rubrik is also in the cybersecurity space. This is another one. I actually bought this one for my daughter a few months ago. Stock's done extraordinarily well in just a very short period of time. So we'll have to keep eyes on Rubrik. Any pullbacks in Rubrik to the mid to high 50s, I think is a viable opportunity. So I would say look for pullbacks into that area for longs in the long-term portfolio. I do like Rubrik for the long term. But let's go back over to Fortinet. Those numbers are as follows. Okay. Earnings per share is a strong beat. 74 cents versus 61 cents was the expectation. And then you've got sales also, and a very nice beat on sales. 1.66 billion. Analysts were only expecting 1.59. Their Q1 guidance is also Q1 guidance is just okay. Q1 guidance is actually in line. So 1.5 to 1.56 billion is the range they give. Analysts are expecting 1.53. So the 1.53 falls exactly in the middle of the range the company gave. So nothing really too crazy there. And same thing with earnings per share. Analysts were expecting 53 cents for guidance for next quarter. And guess what the company said? 52 to 54 cents. So the guidance is directly in line with expectations. It's an earnings beat and an inline guide. Stock up 8% on the day to a fresh new all-time high. Big shout out and congratulations to all my THD members that have this in their long-term portfolio with me. We bought this stock back in 2022. Right, bought the stock back in 2022, and it's been doing great. And then we added to it August 5th, like we added to the rest of our tech holdings on the August 5th day. We had the huge gap down, and that was actually just a couple days before their earnings, and stock went absolutely bonkers a couple days later. So this has been a really great trade for us. We bought this stock in the 50s twice. Now the stock is trading at $113. So we're doing really well there in the long-term portfolio with Fortinet, as we are with the rest of our tech holdings. So looking pretty good there on Fortinet as we extend here to a new all-time high. Let's move on now over to Cloudflare. This is a very volatile earnings print. The stock went all the way to 122, then all the way to 159, now back at 150. Okay. Now Cloudflare comes in at 19 cents earnings per share, which is a beat against analyst expectations of 18 cents. And sales also a nice beat. $460 million, analysts expecting 452. Earnings per share of 16 to 18 cents for the next quarter. Guidance. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. That's actually a miss. I'm sorry. They're expecting 16 cents earnings per share next quarter. Analysts were expecting 18 cents. And also a very light guide, 468 to 468 million for the next quarter. Analysts were expecting 473.6. So this is why. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Cloudflare is saying, so they're saying, why is the stock up? This is why the stock was so volatile. This is why it was so volatile, because there's different things happening on their earnings. The quarter was a beat, but the Q1 guide was very light. But the year guide is very strong. So that makes sense why earnings came out, the stock dropped because the light guidance for the first quarter. But then everyone's like, oh, wait a second, but the full year guidance is actually higher than expected, and the stock then recovered. So their guidance for the first quarter is light, 16 cents versus 18 cents, 468 to 469 million, analysts expecting 473.6. But the full year 2025, 79 to 80 cents, analysts expecting 74 cents. Look at this revenue beat on guidance. $2.09 to $2.09.5 billion. Analysts are only expecting $1.66 billion. That is a big beat on revenue guidance for the year. So that's why you're getting this mixed bag of a reaction on Cloudflare, because of the discrepancy in guidance with those numbers. Okay, so it's like, well, next quarter is not going to be good, so let's sell the stock. But then it's, wait a second, they think the whole year is going to be good, so then let's buy the stock. And that's why the stock is pretty volatile here in the after-hours session, going all the way down to 122, all the way back up to 159, now settling in the high 140s. Okay, stock's trading up 2% on the day, up a little bit higher than that after hours because it was down. It's up around 4.5% after hours because it was red on the day. So very interesting. They're covering it right now, actually, on CNBC also. So very interesting earnings release there for Cloudflare. Cloudflare's CEO is actually going to be on CNBC tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So if you guys are interested to learn about Cloudflare, that CEO will be on CNBC at 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right. So it's a new 52-week high that you're putting in right now on Cloudflare. Today was a 52-week high, but you're still very far away from your all-time high from 2021, only up at $220. But I mean, listen, this is a pretty significant break. I think that, I think what you can look at here for Cloudflare, I take a look at this chart, and to me, I see a new support level that's been established in the high 120s We did just pull back into that level here with earnings, and you can see that level just stuck, and a lot of buying pressure came into the name in that spot. But I'm not just saying that because of the earnings reaction. But if you look back all the way here and you go all the way back to 2021, you'll see that we had this little pivot support level. It broke, and when that level broke, it rallied back into it in 2022, and it was resistance, and the stock rolled over. Now you've broken above it, and with its earnings, you pulled back to retest that level. Now that level's acting as support again. I think that that's a beautiful support level for longs on Cloudflare, as I am still bullish the stock over the course of the next couple of years. And I do think it can slowly work its way back up towards and to test those all-time highs. Not, right now, not even next quarter, but over the course of the next maybe year, 2 or 3, I do think the stock can continue to climb back up towards that $200 number. Let's head on over to Elf Beauty. Ain't nothing beautiful about this. Stock is getting the absolute piss kicked out of it, down 20%. 20%. Earnings per share came in line, 74 cents. Sales were a beat, 355 million versus 330 million. However, they are a very light guide. Earnings per share expected at $3.27 to $3.32. Analysts expecting $3.54. Revenue also coming in light at $1.3 billion expected. Analysts were looking at $1.34 billion. And that is guidance on the full year. That is not guidance on the quarter, which is the reason why the stock is trading down 20%. So sometimes when you get, and Cloudflare is a really good example of that. So sometimes you can get a light guide on the quarter, but if you have a strong guide for the year, then sometimes the market and investors can look past 1 weak quarter if you still think you're going to have a really good year, and the stock won't do as poorly. But ELF comes out and not only gave you a light guide for the quarter, they're giving you a light guide for the whole year. So they're basically telling you, hey, we're not going to meet expectations, not just the next couple months. We're not going to meet expectations for the whole year. And that is why investors will be far less patient with a company that says, hey, we're going to have a bad year. We're not going to meet expectations for the year. And then the stock sells off now 20% on Elf Beauty. This stock has already been getting hit. It almost kind of feels like, people knew that these poor earnings were coming. It almost feels like the earnings were kind of leaked. The stock has been getting destroyed for the last month leading up to this earnings report. And now this thing has broken underneath some really big support levels. You had a support level here at 100, right? That level broke a couple of days ago. Then you had a support level here at 90, and that level just broke here now. And then you had a support level here at 84. That level broke right now on earnings. Then you had a support level here at 75. That level just broke right now on earnings. And your next support level that you're going to be looking at, major support level, honestly, guys, kind of pains me to say it, but you're looking at $60. You're looking at $60 as your next major support level. I do believe the $60 is buyable, and this is a vicious chart. Will you look at this chart? Let me delete all these other support levels. Would you look at this? Not only is this a vicious double top, but it's also a vicious head and shoulders. There's your head and shoulders. Look at that. So not only is it a double top, it's a double top within a head and shoulders. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible looking technical chart. There is nothing bullish about this. I think this stock is going to work its way towards $60. And once you get to 60, I believe that's enough of a support level that you can probably get a little bit of a bounce off of. But that is tough. It does look like a praying mantis. It does look like a praying mantis. The way that I just drew, see the two eyes? There's this little claws. Look at that. You know what? Let's give it something to eat. Let's give it a, you want to give it a spider? We'll give it a spider. right? You guys want to give it a spider to eat? How's this? Arts and crafts with Michael Edward, baby. Arts and crafts with Michael Edward. We'll give it some teeth, right? We'll give it some teeth. We'll even make it a Black Widow, right? We'll make it a Black Widow spider. Look at that. This just says buy puts, get short, praying mantis, eating the Black Widow spider, puts. See, you guys came here for stock advice. And who would have thought you would have found a new chart setup called the praying mantis? Look at that. We learn something new every day here at True Trading Group. You are all welcome for this masterful piece of art that we just did there on ELF. All right, so we're going to look for the stock to work its way down towards $60, and then I would say maybe look for it to bounce. Okay, we'll look for it to bounce. All right, but that's a new chart pattern. We're going to coin that one. It's called the praying mantis. And that is going to be when a double top forms inside of a head and shoulders. It's the praying mantis. All right. It's the praying mantis. Yeah. All joking aside, M-Trade, this is a very good technical setup to recognize. The head and shoulders doesn't look as clear on the daily chart. The double top is very clear. But when you go to the weekly chart, you see how the head and shoulders becomes more clear. It becomes more apparent. You can see it way easier. There's the shoulders, right? There's the head, which is also the double top. And then the neckline becomes very clear too. There's your neckline, right? So this is a very clear looking setup there on ELF. So that is something you guys could learn from in the future going forward. I mean, I know we just kind of had some fun there with the praying mantis and the spider and everything else, but all kidding aside, that is a very nice technical pattern. It's an extremely bearish pattern that you guys can use in your, in your trainings, in your notebook, and your trading going forward. So that is ELF. Then we'll move on. We'll talk about Expedia, which is actually moving to the upside. Consumer is still strong. Consumer is still doing well. People are traveling. You want to know what else is really good for Expedia? A strong US dollar. You want to know why? Because Americans can now go anywhere in the world and say, wow, that's actually pretty cheap. That's what the strong US dollar does. When you have a very strong US dollar, it promotes American tourism to other parts of the world. Expedia is going to benefit from that. And let's go through the numbers that we have here for Expedia. Why can't I find? Why do I not have Expedia's numbers? Okay, earnings per share, $2.39 versus $2.02. Revenue. $4.06 to $4.11 billion. So they beat earnings estimates by 18%. Yeah, I don't know why I don't have the full. Oh, here we go. Okay, $2.39 versus $2.02, and sales were also a beat, $3.18 billion versus $3.07 billion for Expedia. So it is a beat across the board there, guys, for Expedia. All right. Amazon's back to green. Are you serious? Look at that. Well, if only someone said, I think the stock is going to try to bounce. Look at that. There it is. There's Amazon, guys, back to the upside. Now back to green. You heard it here, right? You heard it here. I said, I think the stock is going to bounce. And there it is. Amazon now headed back to the upside, right? You guys heard it there first. I said, I think the stock is going to try to bounce from here. I think that's enough of a support level down there. I think we're still bullish on Amazon for the long term. And there's a nice little beautiful bottom tail. That's a beautiful support level down there. The stock is now all the way back to 238. You have actually just recovered the entire earnings sell-off. This stock was at 238 and change right before earnings came out. You are back to $238 as we are recovering that sell-off. So very nice bounce back there on Amazon. Like I said, I still do remain bullish. I did not think that this earnings was going to cause a sell-off. I do not think that, the stock was going to break support levels. I just feel like this was going to be a pullback that a lot of investors are going to take advantage to buy that dip. And buy that dip did they, as you just are now back to flat. All right. Let's take a look over at Cloudflare. Are they bouncing? Yeah, Cloudflare starting to climb a little bit higher here as well. All right, Snowflake. Let's just a quick check on Snowflake's moving higher a little bit on the back of probably some AWS cloud stuff, and then also Cloudflare, their earnings. So Snowflake is going to be impacted on that. I'm going through this because we have a long position on Snowflake. That's why I was just looking at that. Nvidia's moving too. Nvidia's climbing to the upside here as well, guys. 129 now and change as Nvidia is taking it out. Okay. But yeah, ELF Beauty not looking good. I'd look for more downside, guys. I try to short bounces on ELF until that stock gets down to 60. Yeah, M-Trade, it's all about the guidance, and it's usually mostly all about guidance. Guidance is a lot more important than the earnings than the quarter itself, honestly, because you got to think about when a company announces earnings, they tell you this is what we did for the last 3 months, but then they give you guidance and they say, well, this is what we're going to do the next 3. So usually people care more about what you're going to do more so than they care about what you did. So guidance is usually a much larger driver. Martin to buy Nvidia at the end of the day on 2.4. Nice. Way to go, Todd. Todd was able to take advantage. Our AI was able to what told Todd to grab some Nvidia, to buy Nvidia. And Todd's doing very well with Nvidia here today. Nvidia did very nice today. Stock's up 3.5% on the day. Very nicely done, Todd. Yeah, guys, our AI tool is actually an award-winning tool. It actually is the best AI analysis tool that's available to retail traders in the market currently. We are the recipient of the best AI analysis tool for the Benzinga FinTech Chairman's Award. My partner and I actually were in New York City just a couple of months ago at the FinTech ceremony, the FinTech Award ceremony, receiving that award. And we were up against, about 10 other different AI analysis or AI chatbots. And we did take home that prize. So Mari, which is the persona of our AI tool, is truly an award-winning tool and I'm not even just saying it because I own True Trading Group. I'm saying it like from one trader to another. I've tried a bunch of these other chat or AI tools. None of them are anywhere near as good as what it is that we have. And a lot of our members have been able to make money with it. And that's really an important thing. Members making money really matters. And True Trading Group, our platform, it is not just a chat room with trade alerts. We are an entire platform that has tools and resources and data feeds that give you a better chance of becoming successful. It's not enough in the market these days to just have a Robinhood account and a Reddit page. You guys need to be armed with the tools and resources that professional traders have access to that allow them to make much better decisions. You guys need to have access to that information in order for you to have a chance of the type of success that they have. Otherwise, you're showing up to a gunfight with a fork, and it's never going to work. You're never going to be as nearly as successful as those traders that have all that information because you literally just don't have access to it. And that is our goal at True Trading Group, is to build out a fintech platform similar to like a Bloomberg terminal, but this is going to be for retail traders. Bloomberg terminals cost $30,000 a year, right? The average retail trader does not spend that money for a Bloomberg terminal, even though it would give them data, tools, and resources that they don't have access to currently that can help them make money. We are building the equivalent of that for the retail trader inside of the True Trading Group platform. And that is why our members are able to make money. And I'm not just saying our members make money, and you shouldn't just believe me because I say our members make money. You should believe our members because they actually tell you that they make money. And I'll prove that to you. Members that are on this live stream right now, if you are a member and you're making money and you're becoming a better trader because of TTG, I want you to go ahead right now and type the number 1 inside of chat. Just type the number 1 inside chat. If you are making money, if you're becoming a better trader because of TTG, just go ahead right now and type the number 1. For those of you that are not members, you should pay very close attention to just how many people you see. Type the number 1, because all these people are your friends, they're your family members, they're your coworkers. If they can do this, then so can you. All of them have full-time jobs. 82% of our members have a full-time job. So I don't want to hear that, oh, they must have more time. Oh, they must be lucky. No, they're not lucky. They don't have more time. Okay. They have access to True Trading Group through the mobile app. If you can't be in front of your computer, you can download the app. It's free when you're a member. You can see the screen share. The mods and I share our screens with you during the day, so you see what we see. We talk to you on the microphone live, give you our analysis, tell you where our orders are and what we're thinking, what we're doing, and answer questions throughout the entire trading day. And most importantly, when our moderators enter or exit a position, you get a real-time push notification that gets sent straight to your cell phone to let you know that we've entered or exited a position. And that's how so many of our members have a full-time job are able to benefit from the platform. We have 10,000 members, but we only have maybe 2,200 people that are in the chat room at any given moment. There's about 5,000 or 6,000 that log into chat throughout the day. But at one given moment, there's 2,000 to 2,200 people that are inside the chat room. The rest of them are just receiving their notifications on their cell phone through the mobile app. And that's how they're able to benefit from what it is that we do. Brad says, I work 50 hours a week consulting. I still have time to trade because of the swing trading patterns. Hell yes, Brad. That's what it's all about. It is all about finding a trading style that works for you. There are day trades and swing trades every day inside TTG. There's stocks, there's options, there's futures. We do it all. If they can do this, and so can you. Now, those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, I want you guys to do yourself a big favor right now. And then I'm going to take a couple of questions. We'll talk about some trade ideas for tomorrow. I want you to go directly to ttgoffer.com. And I want you to take advantage of a double your money back guarantee that I'm going to offer you here right now. I believe so strongly in the platform that we've created that is True Trading Group, that if you cannot make back your membership fee during your membership, we will not just give you back your money, your refund. We'll give you double your money back. The membership to join True Trading Group is $1,047 for the entire year. There is no upsell, hidden cost, or additional fee for anything that you see on ttgoffer.com. It is all included with your membership. And if you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group and are still unable to make enough winning trades with us to equal the $1,047 membership fee at least one time during your membership, we won't just give you back $1,047. We'll give you back $2,094. The double money back guarantee is right there on the checkout page. Yes, it's real. Go read it. I don't think you need it, considering our refund rate is less than 2.5%. And our retention rate amongst members is well into the high 70s. But it's there to give you peace of mind. And it's there to hold us accountable to help you guys reach your goals. Lucky Store says, I started my long-term investing last year, and with Mike's yearly outlook and stock recommendations, my long-term portfolio is up 25%. And now I'm studying to trade options so I can continue adding in my long-term portfolio. Thanks, TTG. Lucky Store, that is music to my ears. I love to hear about members taking advantage and making money and investing in the long-term portfolio. TTG is not just day trading and swing trading. We also do cover long-term portfolio investing. You are notified when I add and sell out of positions in my long-term portfolio. You guys know what stocks I'm buying, what stocks I'm selling, what I'm holding, what I like, what I don't like. So it's not just about day trading and swing trading, although you'll get those alerts every single day inside True Trading Group. Go to ttgoffer.com right now. Everything on that page is included. You get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. You get TradingView's premium charting software. The Trade Ideas scanners included in your platform. You get unusual options activity, options flow, dark pool data, short data, congressional trading data. It is all included in your membership. There's a video library with over 1,000 hours of workshops covering different topics. Everything is included for the $1,047. No upsell for anything you see on ttgoffer.com. And the next few people that do join will also get themselves a brand new free HP laptop. Comes with Microsoft 365, comes with Windows 11. Listen, it's not a MacBook Pro. It's not a $2,000 gaming laptop, right? You're not going to be able to launch a satellite into outer space with it, but it's a free gift. Use it to trade with, give it to your kid for school, sell it on eBay. I don't care what you do with it. It is our gift to you. We have members in 114 different countries. I don't care where you live. As long as it's on planet Earth, we will get you the free laptop. We cover the shipping. It is truly free. All you need to do is go to ttgoffer.com now, enter your info. W money back guarantees there. The laptop is there. Everything on that page is included, and get your ass inside chat. Let's make some money together. If you have any questions at all, do not hesitate. Send a text message to us right now. We'll answer any questions that you have. We are fully transparent. We're an open book. 1-888-621-2127. Again, phone number is right down there at the bottom of your screen. 1-888-621-2127. Okay, that's 1-888-621-2127. All right, so there you guys have it. All right, so everybody go ahead and join now. All right, so let's take things back on over to the charts. Let's see what we got cooking. Let's see if we got cooking here. Nice. Angela says, I received my laptop this week. Love it. Brad says, I joined with the laptop offer. It's great if you don't have a huge setup or travel often. Great value for the learning material with it. Beautiful. Love it. Love to hear it, Brad. Angela, hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, who doesn't love a free gift? All right, ELF continuing lower. ELF breaking lows right now, guys. Now underneath 68. Like I said, I think that stock's headed to 60. We think this stock is headed to 60. We're now down 23% on the praying mantis pattern. All right, we're still long snow. We'll see if snow can give us, a nice little move there tomorrow. Amazon's hanging in there in the low 230s. Nvidia, quick check on Cloudflare, back to the upside of 152. Was Pinterest able to hold its gains? Yes. Pinterest consolidating now, up 17.5%. On the day. Expedia. Ooh, Expedia with the extension. Look at this. 196 on it. Guys, this is big. This is big. So Expedia has a resistance level right here around 191, the low 190s. You guys can see it right here. This is big. Okay. If you take this out, you can look for this to become a support level, and then you have this. Well, what's that? That's your all-time high. From 2022. That's your all-time high. So what you can do here now with Expedia, if we extend through this in the after hours, this is a big break. You can look for 190, 191 to possibly be support tomorrow. Okay. And then you can see, can we extend up into these tops from 2022? And maybe you can get Expedia above 200. So let's put that one on the list, right? Let's put that one on the list for tomorrow. All right. There it is. There's the line. Call it 190, 191. Let's see if we gap above that tomorrow. We're trading above it now. Let's just make sure we're there tomorrow morning. And if there's a pullback off the bell into like 192, we can try to go long, stop loss under 190, and see if this thing pushes into the 200s. That could be a good trade idea for us going into tomorrow. But I do like the fact that we just broke out through that level, and we can try to use that as support now. All right, you guys see that? So 2 trade ideas off of the earnings. Expedia long tomorrow and ELF short tomorrow. All right, so those are 2 ideas. I don't really see a trade on Cloudflare. I don't really see a trade there. I also don't really necessarily see a trade on Pinterest. I think Pinterest might be a little choppy. Amazon would just see if there's, Amazon will just try to see if there's a pullback into like 225 or so. But I'm not crazy about the day trade for tomorrow. But I do think that stock will recover and will hold these bottom support levels. You're starting to get a little bit of a pullback now. You went all the way to 238. Now you're back to 231. But like I said, I think this area down here will hold pullbacks. And I think the easier trade on Amazon is long from here rather than it is short from there. So I think that's the easier trade. So again, I still do think we're going to look for the long and look for bounces on Amazon. Okay. And that's it. I would say, Expedia and Elf, I think, are the two cleanest setups. Expedia. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Today, now you're back in the. That's why I said you got to wait till tomorrow. Wait till tomorrow, see if you open above it. Now you're trading back beneath it. Right? And look at that volume, too. That's huge volume. What's going on? Amazon. What just happened to Expedia? Look at Expedia. My goodness. Oh, that's XPO. We must have a conference call going on right now. I'm not sure what was said on the conference call, guys. It looks like something was just said on the conference call for Expedia. You just had a 200,000 share candle take you from 197 to 180. This thing is going absolutely crazy. So I'll tell you guys right now, if Expedia does not open tomorrow above this level, I will not be looking for that long trade. That's why we specifically said, if you open above it, you look for the long trade. If not, forget it. I'm not going to be looking for a long if we open underneath that level. That'll be a no trade then. That'll be a no trade for me if this thing opens up underneath this level. So this level, just draw it on the daily charts right there and see where the stock opens tomorrow. If it opens here, I'm not looking for the long. If it opens here, I am. Okay, it's as simple as that. Yeah, Elf still drifting. All right, folks. So that's it, guys. So there we have it. That wraps things up there. Those are our earnings for the day. Right? Those are our earnings for the day. You guys now know kind of what the game plan is now for tomorrow. What stocks are we looking to trade? I think Elf and Expedia. But again, you need Expedia above that level. Amazon, we'll try to see if those bottom support levels hold. We look for a little bit of a bounce. And Elf, we short bounces. You wait out bounces on Elf, get the short, roll it. Right? The target on that's going to be 60. All right. So those are some trade ideas for us going into tomorrow. All right. So again, folks, go to ttgoffer.com. Everything on that page is included in your membership. You don't have to pay $1 extra for anything on that page. You got the W money back guarantee. You got the free laptop. It is all there for you. Send a text message with any questions. 1-888-621-2127. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like button, show some love, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, folks.